Alright, so today we are here to take another look at the Boss SY-200 synthesizer. So I've already gone through the modes of the lead, the pads, strings, and now today I'm going to do the bell sounds, which looks like there's about 12 of these to go through. And I just go ahead and tell you I like these sounds. They don't sound convincingly like a bell, it's or like the real thing, but it's really nice to be able to add this into some of your notes. In fact, the oubliette 1 setting that you can see here actually is a bell setting that I've kind of altered just a little bit. But let me give you an idea of these. So I'm going to do like I did in the other videos and have the direct signal down for the most part, and the affected signal about 50%. And all these things pretty close to 50. The resonance at 88 is for that oubliette setting. So this is my dry signal. I'm sticking with the Telecaster into my DI+, and then this SY2 is in the effects loop of that, with no amp simulations, cabs, IRs, anything like that, just dry signal. So there we go, that's variation number 1. Now I've got the expression pedal set to control the tone, so I can kind of morph through that some. And it's not something I think you're going to want to treat like a whammy or a wah pedal or anything. It's more just kind of dialing in the sound and leaving it there. So I might turn up the level a little bit more there. It's a little quieter than the strings, I think. So let's mess with the resonance a little bit there. Don't know that that's making a huge difference. Handles chords alright. It's kind of a little bit glitchy, but not too bad. It really sounds good mixing in with the dry signal though, so this is a little less dry signal. Cool. Let's go ahead and move on to the next variation that we have here. Yeah, everything's pretty good. So this is bell sound number 2, and we pull the direct signal out. Cool. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little bright up there in the upper part. You can maybe lower it down here a little. If it's all the way down. It's still there, it's just very deep and kind of hollow. If I bring in some of the direct signal, so you just run like a scale. I think it sounds best on stuff like that where you're just kind of doing like a slow strum. Maybe not a... Maybe if you just kind of... And then just kind of let it decay off there. Cool. Let's go ahead. I'll mess with the resonance a little bit more. Pull the direct signal out. Not hearing a huge difference in the resonance. What about in the depth? I feel like I hear more difference in the depth there than I did in the resonance. There we go. Let's go ahead and turn the variation to number 3. I've got a little bit more of the kind of clean or direct signal kind of mixed in there. If you kind of listen, you can hear a little bit of kind of like a... like a video game note kind of buried in there behind it. See what happens if I catch and hold that. And then I can kind of change it with that. Yeah, so you get more of that kind of video game sound coming to the forefront with the tone up higher. And, you know, maybe you wouldn't mess with the expression and control the tone while you're actually playing, but I like it doing the hold for this. It's pretty cool. Let's go ahead. Yeah, set things back there. Let's check out the next one. So this is bell number 4. Sounds very similar to the first two that we took to look at. It does feel a little bit different, like it's reacting a little bit differently though, so that's interesting. Feels like it reacts a little faster, or maybe. Let's see. The tone is nice on that, even all the way up. It's still what I would consider usable. If we go up in the resonance. Like that's making a little bit more difference than it has on some of the other ones. Not so much when it goes down, but at 100% it felt different than 50. The depth. Yeah, I feel like that's changing to some. Pull it all the way out, it's still usable. Okay. And I bet I could grab that. Just kind of hold that. That's cool. Yeah, I bet one of the other, maybe the model above this one, I don't know if it's 500 or what exactly the next synthesizer above this would be, but I bet it has stereo, which would be kind of cool for some of this. Still works in mono just fine. There we go. Let's go ahead and switch to bell number 5. So it sounds like it's got the bell sound in it, but also a little bit extra. Resonance. That definitely made more of a difference. Not as much in the what I would consider the bell sound, but in kind of the ambience around it. That's kind of cool. Now I'm getting that by just turning the knob with my hand. And just to point out too, because I don't think I've done it in a little while, so you can turn it like little 1 notches at a time just by doing this, but if you press down while you're turning, it goes in 10 percentages. So depth. Don't know that the depth makes as big a difference as the presence is right now. Let's go ahead and look at the next one, bells, number 6. It's kind of the halfway point, I think. That's cool. So it has the bell, but it also has kind of like a really low bass sound that's kind of filling out behind it. It's subtle. Kind of waves a little. Yeah, that's kind of taking the forefront. If I hit that, so you do still have a little bit of the chime that's holding out. That's cool. I don't know, it's something I'd want to try to recreate live, but you know, it could be cool to catch in the studio. Yeah, I like that. What if I change the resonance? Okay. Okay, let's put the depth. It's not really changing the depth much on the hold. The resonance made a difference, though. Let's pull that out. You know, it's a subtle difference, but I think it did something. Definitely pulling it out below 50% there, I feel like is maybe more noticeable than going all the way up to 100. All right, let's check out the next one, number 7. This one's a little synthier. It's appropriate. Still cool, though. Sounds cool on these big chords. Just plucking through them, and everything kind of stacks together kind of well and gets a nice wash going. In fact, let's catch that. Just kind of hold it. Go through the tone. That's pretty cool. All right, let's hear what the resonance does. Added a little bit there. Probably 50 and 0 sound pretty close, but 100 made a little bit more difference. Let's go up on the depth. I don't feel like the depth is making a difference when we have it like that. Let's see. What can we do? Using the guitar to swing the door shut. Interesting. That's kind of cool. I feel like it makes more of it. This one makes more of a difference if it's below 50 than if it's above 52. So, let's go ahead and check out the next one. Bell sound number 8. Again, I can kind of use this expression pedal controlling the tone to kind of dial it in for this guitar. I am on the neck pickup of this Telecaster 2, so it doesn't really sound that different if I switch the pickups. So this one kind of has a little bit of like a kind of a Leslie, maybe not like a tremolo where the volume is going up and down, but where it's kind of got like a panning effect to it. Still has the attack of the bell sound though. So I can grab that. Just let that ring. So it seems like the depth hasn't been affecting these once the note is already in the hold mode. But resonance has. So that was up to 100, back to 50, down to 0. Probably most noticeable when you get from 50 to 100 there. Let's see if the depth, we can hear what it does. Yeah, that's tough. It doesn't make a huge difference in it there, at least not the way that I'm playing and hearing it there. Let's go ahead to the next one, variation number 9. Similar to the last one, but it feels a little thinner, maybe? Of course, maybe I can adjust that with the tone. Try to dial in a sweet spot there. Let's go up on the resonance. That made a difference. Big difference. Okay. And what about the depth? I feel like the attack is a little bit more aggressive with the depth up. And it's a little less rampy, I guess. It would be another word. I'm making up for it for the depth. all the way down. It's a good medium right there at 50%. Let's go ahead and check out the next one, bell number 10. This one sounds cool. So again, it's kind of got like that Leslie effect, but it's a little different. A little bit more of a shimmer to this one, I guess. Almost kind of like a wah sound instead of like a Leslie. It's kind of almost a variation in the EQ rather than the volume or anything. Okay, let's grab that chord. It's a D major. I'm going to use the expression to control the tone. Okay, let's hear the resonance. Okay, so on this one, it doesn't seem like the resonance is making as much difference when it's held, but the depth, that made a good difference. Alright. Let's see what the resonance does. I don't feel like it's making a huge difference on this tone. Let's go ahead to the next one. Bell number 11. Still got some shimmer to it, but it's a little drier than maybe the last few. So this could be a cool one to kind of mix in with something. I'm gonna do the big don't and play some Stairway. Let's see. That's probably a little bit, too much. It kind of takes over. But let's drop it down a little bit more, like this. Probably come up a little bit more than that. Interesting. So I like that one. And again, I'm doing most of these just dry, but I think that a lot of these, especially the kind of shimmery ones, would probably sound good layered in with direct signal there. So just keep that in mind. I'm just trying to show you what the affected sound in particular sounds like, because I'll go really crazy trying out all the different amps and things with each of these settings that I'm going through. Resonance up. Resonance down, resonance back to the middle, depth up, depth all the way down. So not as much of a difference in the controls on this one. Even the tone, it's making some difference, but it's not a huge difference. Let's see, and bell number 12, which I believe is our last in line. Yep. Let's put that effect level back at 50. This can make a cool, kind of outro-y type sound, or a kind of lo-fi intro or something. Let's see. Let's maybe catch a chord. Just let that kind of hold. So a lot of ambience you can sweep through with the tone there. And then this one actually says pitch. But if we look at this variation, it says resonance. In fact, I think pretty much for all of these, it has said resonance. But the very last one says pitch. Okay. Let's turn it up just a little bit more. Okay, it's a pitch. Oh, look at that. So I'm going up like one half step, So plus 12 would be like adding an octave up to what you're doing. Probably makes more of a difference, yeah, with the dry signal in there. That is weird. Okay, because it's almost like it's not right on with the notes. So I bet the max is going to be 24. Good. That is weird. So 0. I don't know what note that second note in there is, but it sounds like that's the one that's really changing. If I drop the dry signal out, let's see. It still sounds pretty weird. So this one might not be the best for chords. Yeah, that is weird. Let's drop it down. Might be more usable in the lower settings. Lower pitches. That is weird. Just gonna set it back there. See what happens if I turn the depth all the way up. Bring in the dry signal. It's kind of crazy. And of course it's more present if the tone is up there. Pretty dry if the tone is back. So I just kind of want to dial it in there. So yeah, that's a weird one to end it on. I don't know that one is as usable, or at least maybe I just don't understand it exactly right there. But yeah, it's cool. So that is the 12 bell sounds. I think all of them are pretty similar to each other. And again, that's just the affected sound. I didn't mix in any kind of amp, sims or IRs or anything like that. So let's go ahead and wrap this one up. And I guess I'll be getting to the organ sounds next. So keep an eye out for that one. Thank you very much.